After weeks on their bike, the cyclists have made strong and lasting connections with their fellow riders. They've gained a deeper understanding of the stories and histories of their ancestors. They've walked on the same ground and slept on the same soil, and that, they say, gives them a sense of purpose as they return home.
You have these immense feelings just coming out, and you don't know how to feel, and you don't know what to say, and you don't know how to think, and it's overwhelming at first, but then you get to the point where you're like, wow, I bet this is how our ancestors felt as well.
We've all said it a million times, and there's really no other way to describe it, but we really are one big family. I love them all. They're all very strong riders. They're all very funny people. They're nice, and they're great, and it sucks having to say goodbye to them and see them leave. Going to the water was very emotional. Just the fact that we were blessed. We had a Cherokee elder come and he blessed us at the water. That was very emotional.
And at one point I just felt this tingling on my spine, and it was almost like someone was there putting their hands on me, but not pushing, just placing their hands. And it was so weird because I just felt it on my spine and on my back, and I was like, somebody's here with us. Somebody is saying, you know, we're proud of you, good job.
We rode by places where people were buried and where people had to bury their children and people had to bury their parents. They had to bury their past and their future.
When I felt like I was home was when I crossed the Oklahoma state line, and I was just flooded with emotions. I just couldn't stop thinking about my family and my nation, the town, and I just wanted to come back and see everything.
It's hot everywhere, that's for sure, but it's pretty hot here, and a lot less mountains. You know, there's no pretty mountains around like we have back home. For the ones that did make the journey, and you know, we always talked about when they did leave and they had to turn around and look at those mountains one last time that they had called home for hundreds of years, and they were never going to make it back there. And whenever we crossed Black's Ferry and did that same thing, turning and looking back at the mountains for one last time, it's to know that, you know, they were never coming back to those mountains, but we'll get to come back. I'll be back at them, you know, in 2 days.
It's just really awesome that now everyone sees it as home, and also to us Easterman too. This is, you know, our second home where a lot of our people still live.
That moment when you see that big sign that says, you know, historic downtown Tahlequah, and it says follow the signs.
And then when we hit the Water Street, it was like all the way down. There was people on both sides cheering. It was awesome.
We came around the courthouse, and just to see everybody there, that was really powerful.
The whole time riding into Tahlequah, I had tears in my eyes knowing that it was going to be any turn that I'd see them. And then we made the loop around the square here and rode up on the sidewalk, and everybody rode into the tent. And I stopped early and jumped off my bike to hug my boys and my wife. That's been the hardest part of the journey, is being away from them for 3 weeks. The whole time I knew I was going home to them, and our ancestors weren't. And that's the one thing that kept me going, was I knew that I would see them again, and I did.
My mom has played both roles in my life. She's been the father and the mother. So just coming back and seeing her and showing her that, hey, I'm the son you raised. This is what I've accomplished, but I couldn't have done it without you. She's really, she's done a lot for me. I love her to death, and it was just good to see her again.
I've learned so much about myself, and I mean, it's all thanks to my team. And there was times when I just thought I couldn't make it any longer, and it's because of my team I found that strength inside of myself to keep going, and because of our people. So I'll definitely take that, you know, confidence back home, that whenever I put my mind to do something, I can do it.
I mean, I was thinking this weekend's gonna be the first like bike ride free weekend I've had since January. It's gonna be hard. Not to see everybody's faces or talk to them, or this was just a great thing.
we stopped at many burial sites, and we didn't even know who was buried there. And so for me, what I'm going to take is that we should not only honor those that we know, but we should also honor those that didn't make it, that we don't always know their name.
And like everyone else has said, we are one big family now. We started out as two, and we are one big family now.